Hi everyone, John here from MBODY Yoga. Today we're going to explore High Lunge. If you've ever felt a little unsteady or tight through your hips, or like you're carrying the weight of the day, well, this practice is for you. High Lunge has helped me feel stronger, more grounded, and even more confident, not by pushing harder, but by slowing down and paying attention. My hope is that by the end of this class, you'll feel the same way too. So grab your yoga mat, take a few deep breaths, and let's move together. If you enjoyed this practice, I'd really appreciate it if you would like, comment, and subscribe. It helps this channel grow and helps more people find these classes. Well, that's it. Let's begin. Roll credits. Let's begin our practice in seated. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Feel the length of your spine. And as you inhale, feel your shoulders rise up towards your earlobes. Then exhale, roll them back and down. Just feel how your body begins to settle. Let's do that again. Full breath in as you lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, release. Good. And just continue with some slow, steady breaths here as you continue to take this journey inward. Slow, steady breaths. Feeling the breath resonate through your entire body. And listen to the sound of your breath. These are very simple ways just to help you tune in, to be more aware, more connected, helping you to slow down. Really want to take our time as we move through our practice, any practice. Go take one more full breath in and out, and then we'll add a very simple movement. When you're ready, inhale, extend your arms all the way out and up. And exhale, extend the arms back out and down. Let's do that a couple more times. Just adding some movement to our breath. Inhale, reaching out and up. Feel the lengthening through the sides of your body. Exhale, back down. One more time. Inhale, reaching into the air. Feel the energy in your hands and fingers. And exhale, back down we go. Nice. And maybe a simple roll of the shoulders. A few times backward and forward. All right, let's warm up the spine. Let's come to hands and knees. Feel free to use a blanket or any other soft pad that you like. You can even double up on your yoga mats. Cat and cow. So we inhale just to tip the chin up. Feel the heart open, back arches, pelvis tips back. And exhale, tuck the pelvis under. Feel the belly button pull up towards spine, the natural curve of spine, chin to chest. And then reverse it. Inhale to cow into our back bend. Exhale, rounding the back body, cat. Just a few more times. Just warming up the whole back and the pelvis here as we prepare for our high lunge practice. We're going to start on our knees. All right, one more breath in and out. And just return to a neutral tabletop posture and just hold in stillness for a moment. And then go ahead and tuck your toes. Send your hips back towards your heels and walk your hands towards your knees so you can lift your hands off the ground. That way you can just do a nice relief and release of the wrists after being in that forced flex position. All right, for the first part of our high lunge, we're going to do a lunge, but we're going to do it here on the ground. I'm going to double up my mat once again, actually my blanket once again. staying on that nice cushion here. And you might want to use a block or any other prop just to help you with some balance and stability. So I'm up on the knees using my block here as a way to stabilize my body. I'm going to lean to my right so I can bring my left foot forward here so I can be nice and tall. So we want to start to draw a right angle with this front leg and then also a right angle with the back leg. I'm going to wiggle the toes forward just a little bit so it changes that angle, and then place the hands on the thigh. Now, as I inhale, I'm going to push down on the thigh, right in the middle of the leg here, and feel tall as I lengthening through the spine. On the exhale, just slowly start to send or shift forward. Now you can start to feel this perhaps in the right leg. Now the reason why I wiggle the foot forward is so that I don't aggravate the knee or shin or even the ankle. So as I move forward, this always comes back to a 90-degree angle here, or at least a straight line from knee to ankle. And you can still use that block over here for a little stability. Meanwhile, I'm feeling a hip flexor stretch. This is actually getting us ready for our high lunge position. High lunge is a lunge. It's very much like warrior one, except besides having we won't have the feet firmly grounded. The front foot will be firmly grounded, but the back foot actually will be up on our toes, which can create a little bit of unstableness. Alrighty, I'm feeling this wonderful stretch in the right hip flexor. One more breath in and out. I'm just pushing into the block again, just to help assist myself coming back out of that lunge. I'm just going to slide this left foot back, lean to my right so I can place this knee back down, and I'm going to do the other side. So placing my block on my left, lean to the left so I can bring this right foot forward. Same thing, starts at a 90-degree angle, and I don't want to lunge here because I can potentially harm the knee or shin or ankle, and it really just doesn't feel very comfortable. So I'm going to wiggle the foot forward. Then with both hands on thigh, I'll inhale, push into thigh to help sit up nice and tall, lengthening the spine. And then exhale, slowly start to shift the hips forward. And I can start to feel that sensation really right through here. Upper thigh, kind of hip flexor region, right below the belt line. You don't have to go too far with this, just enough where you start to feel sensation and allowing the body to get used to this feeling since it is our introduction to our high lunge. Deep breaths here as you feel into it. Another little point here is that I'm nice and tall, and the deeper I lunge, I might start to feel this in my low back because it starts to feel like a back bend. Now, if that starts to aggravate the low back, a couple things you can do. You can stay tall, just be sure you're pushing into thigh perhaps and remaining lifted so it feels like the torso is lifting up out of the pelvic bowl. If that's just not helping since you're holding the posture, you can also just maybe lean forward a little bit, just like that. Because as we get into high lunge, you will be tall up top and it starts to create a variation of a back bend. Alrighty, let's go ahead and come back. Slide the foot back. Still using the block for a little stability, bringing that knee back down. Alrighty. So I'm going to come back to hands and knees. I can move my blanket now out of the way. Now, moving into a short sequence. From a tabletop position, we'll move to down dog and into our high lunge position. So we're going to inhale, cow. That's the back bend. Exhale, round it into cat. Now we're going to hold cat pose. Couple things. Be sure you're pushing firmly down into the floor. Strong arms, strong hands. Tuck your toes. Make sure you're still breathing. You can even step the hands forward a little bit here. Make sure toes are tucked, hands are firmly pressing into the ground. Lift the knees off the ground. Keep them very bent as you now slowly send the hips into the air. Your head and chest will dip between the arms, and you'll be in down dog. Keeping the knees bent will help the hips continue to feel like they're moving up and back. Hands press firmly into the floor, strong straight line through the torso.
Here comes our first lunge. Okay, I like to step the left foot to center for a little extra balance. Then as I inhale, I'm lifting and extending the right leg up and back. You don't have to lift it very high. On the exhale, bend the knee. Bring the knee in towards your chest or chin, shifting the weight forward until your shoulders are over the wrist. Setting the foot down as you're able behind the right wrist here. Now, I'm not going to turn to put the left heel onto the floor. We're going to keep the heel lifted. I'm going to slide it back just a little bit. I'm going to rise to fingertips to help extend the spine. If you still have that block handy, you might even use the block to lift you up a little higher. Okay. Now your weight might be shifted forward. What we want to do is start to shift the weight back towards that lifted left heel. You can even bring hands to thigh here, lifting you up a little bit more, maintaining a fully extended spine. Now from here, we really want to try to activate the legs because you can feel pretty wobbly here because that back heel is not on the ground. Squeeze the legs together as if the legs were together and you're holding onto a block between the knees. That will activate the legs to help with that balance. Now here comes that lifting up until our torso is perpendicular to the ground, and that's where that back bend feeling starts to show up. But to help with some of that release, extend the arms up into the air. There's our high lunge. Reaching up, lunging low. So we have the length through the sides of the body, strong active legs. So we feel this thigh fully engaged in front. We get a wonderful hip flexor stretch on the other leg, and we're practicing some balance. Let's inhale here. Exhale, carefully hinge and fold. You might even just bring hands to thigh. Keep coming down to the block, and down to the ground. Let's place both hands on the mat, push firmly into the ground, lift the hips up a little bit just so it lightens the load of the right foot so you can slide it back into plank pose. Let's do the other side. So you're going to soften the knees, keep them bent as you now send your hips up into the air. Kind of step into place here. Hold the posture for a moment. Let's get ready for the other side. Stepping right foot to center for stability and balance. With an inhale, extend left leg up, strong straight line. Exhale, bend the knee, bring the knee in towards chin or chest as you shift forward, setting the foot down. Let's say the foot doesn't make it up to the hand. What you can do is actually set the right knee down, send the weight back so you can free this hand, go pick up this foot and place it up a little higher. Replace the hand. Lift that back knee. Weight is still forward. So I'm starting to shift the weight back, slowly climbing. Rise to fingertips. Part of the intention here is to extend spine so we don't harm our backs. So you can bring in that block, lifting up a little higher, extending spine, up to thigh. I can already feel this thigh working. Shifting weight back a little bit more and then activating the legs. Squeeze to center. I feel that activation and support since that back heel is not on the ground. As I push into thigh, it's a nice assist. As I now rise up nice and tall, find a focal point out front. Inhale, extend the arms into the air. And then we can really activate the pose. Reach high, lunge low, hold for up to 5 breaths, maybe more if you want to. Just so the body can really experience all the wonderful sensations and the benefits of this pose. Strengthening the legs, good stretch and strengthening in the hip flexors, your hips as well. Let's take a breath in, exhale, carefully fold, maybe hands to thigh, so you can just slowly guide your way back down to the block, to the floor. Plant the hands firmly into the mat. Lift the hips, lightening the load of this left foot so you can slide or pull it back. Just kind of drawing a straight line here in the whole body as you hold for a moment in plank. And then we'll gently set the knees onto the ground. Finishing our sequence, we'll sit back. All right, let's bring our blanket back in. Take a comfortable seat.
Very nice. Take a few deep breaths. Wonderful. Good. A wonderful sequence just to strengthen and stretch the legs. Let's finish with one more movement. We'll inhale, extend the arms into the air. Exhale, hands together and down to your heart. Take one more breath in and out right here. And as we come to the close of our practice, we bow together saying, Namaste. Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.